I've been kind of contemplating, I don't know why, soul contracts and what is that connection with free will? Because I know that we have free will, particularly I've just been surrounded by a lot of grief and tragedy, but then I started thinking, well, maybe that was how it was supposed to go. It probably is easier for me because it's not so close to me, and I might not have that perspective, should it be. Yes. But I'm just wondering about that interplay between our soul contract and our free will. And even as Hannah and Gabby were saying, like, what if somebody's soul contract is to be a pain in our ass so that we see things, right? Like, what it's like, oh God,
sometimes it is, yes.
Exactly.
We spoke last time or the time before, yes, of Judas energy. Yes, that is a role. That is a role.
Yeah. Yes.
So
definitely.
To answer your question, we would like to go back to the metaphor of it is like you have come here with a course of study. Yes, you have gone to university. And depending on the lifetime, you may be more or less aware or specific about what you want to study. So maybe when you are just a new soul, you just want to study being at school. Yes. And then as you get more advanced, you're like, I want to study science. But in the field of science, there are so many things that could come your way. You could make so many choices. Yes. And that is your free will. Yes. What do I want to study? Do I want to take, chemistry this time, physics, astronomy? Yes. What is it I want to study? And then even within that, we can get more specified. So, I am studying astronomy now. I would like to look at black holes. Yes. And then you could get even more specific and more specific. I want to look at, this time I am studying supermassive black holes at the center of galaxies. Yes. You can get even more and more specific. Yes. And so the free will comes about in that you get to decide how you want to study it. Which courses do you want to take? Which teachers come into your life? What order do you want to take the courses in? Yes. So it is like the areas that you are studying are part of your soul contract, but the particular teachers, circumstances, classes, the order you take them in, your classmates, all of that is up to you. Does not matter from our perspective. As long as you are taking your astronomy classes, you are taking your astronomy classes. And if you even decide that this is the lifetime to say, screw it, I'm not taking astronomy, that is also okay. Yes, that is also a path. So, however, you will keep, of course, being redirected back to astronomy. Yes, and if it is your path that you just every time want to say, no, I am not studying that is also a path. That is also free will. Yes. And you will come and you will study every aspect of this until you feel you're done. So it does not matter what order you do it in. It does not matter who your classmates are this time around. It does not matter who is triggering you. It doesn't matter which is the professor that's horrible and is going to fail you no matter what you do. Yes. You are just here to study. And it becomes a little more obvious as we have more years on this planet and we look back what our course of study is. Yes, it is of course almost impossible to tell when we are younger. But I'm sure that when you look, you can see, there are areas here. I am supposed to study family. I am supposed to study kindness. I am supposed to study XYZ, but you are probably not here to study, for example, poverty. You are not here to study colonization. Yes, you are not here to study. There are many things that in this lifetime are happening in this world, but you are not here to study them.
Yeah, that makes sense. And that the way you phrased it really crystallized it. That was like my general impression. Like there is like this big blanket or overarching theme, and then the choices are all under that. But it's also helpful as an empath to hear, and I know this intellectually, that yes, there are all these other problems. That's not your course of study, because you can start thinking, I see the suffering in these different places, and you cannot be studying all those courses. I mean, you can't. well, no, you can't. You just can't, right? That's the bottom line. You can't. You can try to convince yourself otherwise, but yeah, to hone in on why or what your course of study is helpful in two ways to then decide really what isn't, and that's okay because someone else, hopefully, that's their course of study.
Yes, and so to recognize that you cannot do all things in one lifetime, but also recognize when you say someone else is studying that someone else is you.
Ah, okay. That's
Right?
true. Yes, that's true.
So you
Yes,
are
that's
studying
true.
that.
Yeah.
Just not with this particular awareness of your consciousness at this moment, not with this particular body, this particular mind, this particular ego, this particular awareness.
Mm,
You know, we see the world through these two eyes. That's all we have this time around.
yeah.
But really what we are seeing is the world through everyone's eyes all the time. We just don't have access to that information.
Yeah.
Yes, we don't have access to everyone else's eyes. But that is an illusion, of course. You are experiencing all of this. You are everyone.
True.
So, you know, if you look at all of the different parts of a clock, they are all clock, but they are all doing different specialized jobs. And if they tried to do everything, the clock would cease to function.
Yeah.
Yes, you are all humanity. You are all of it. But you are doing one particular thing this time around. And that is what you should be doing. You are contributing to the clock moving forward.
Yeah.
It is vital that you do what you are doing, and it is also vital that you do not try to do more than your specific thing that you have agreed to do this time around. Imagine if the minute hand decided it was also going to be the second hand. Chaotic. Yes?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, very illuminating. Thank you.
Good. You're very welcome.